Hi, Megan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
No, thank you.
All right, let me get these questions. My window kind of popped out here. Sorry about that. So let's get to it. First of all, happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, lady. My little one wanted to say happy birthday to you, but he passed out. So
Oh, oh, I told myself thank you.
I will. So the movie was absolutely fantastic. You guys did a great job. It was fun, it was boisterous. My sister and I loved it. What was
Yeah.
your favorite part about making it?
Oh my gosh. There was so much about this movie because there was so much like breaking out and singing and dancing and doing like kind of like baby music videos behind the scenes.
Oh my
And I think for me the biggest thing was like the camaraderie because we all really enjoyed each other. And then also the stunts, like the action. I love stunts. I love anything that's kick ass. And so to
God. Oh
be
yeah.
able to play a little bit.
Okay. So you like to get your hands dirty a little bit?
I do.
That's dope. That's dope. So I love, what I really loved was that it was about a regular blue collar family. Like Bud
Yeah.
was about taking care of his family and the fact that he, fought with his knowledge and his fists, old school.
Right.
And you were no nonsense and you did anything that you had to do to support your family. So how do you think that Jocelyn would think about the gentrification and watching all these vampires take over her neighborhood?
Well, I mean, she would have a problem with it. She'd be ready to go to war. And so I think at the end of the day, she is a mother, she is a wife, and she will do anything to protect her family and especially her baby, and I think that you get to see, some of that in the film without me saying anything that's in the film, but you get to see a little bit of who she is at the core. And yeah, that would be a problem for her.
Definitely, I could see her. I wish that I saw her like actually really kicking ass a little bit more.
Oh.
But I'll leave that at that. I'll leave that at that. I loved the fact that the movie's premise was more on the lighter side of vampirism, lighter
Hmm.
side, if you will. Because even like the fights took place during the day. Like I
Right.
found there was a lot of light and bright rather than dread and darkness as we're usually used to seeing, which was
Yes.
great. And I know that JJ wanted to make a really light film rather than a dark film.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, what's your take on walking a fine line and balancing content that's created in these crazy times that we're living in right now?
Yeah, I mean, well, starting with the did you say vampirism? A
I
vampirism?
did. I created my
I
own.
was
Yeah.
like, I like that. I'm here for that. Uh, so being a '90s kid myself, like, of course, vampire movies was like all throughout the '90s, from Blade to The Lost Boys to Interview with the Vampire, whatever it may be. And so that for me has always been like a bucket list type of film. And I think the one thing that I really love, well, not the one thing, but one of the many things I love that JJ did with this film was that he brought something back that is nostalgic for us, that we love, that we want to see, that we're into. And he found a way to make it light and a way also to still respect kind of the genre and the space and not necessarily make fun of it, but make it lighter and make light of it. And so for me, it was just like, this is dope because we get to laugh and we get to have fun, but we also like the stakes are high and it's a little bit scary. And like these vampires are legit, legit. And then I also think he created vampires that you haven't seen before, the way that they move, the way that they look, all of that. And so I think for these times, we do need to laugh, but we still want the type of movies that we want. We still want the nostalgia and we still want to see action films. And I think that he did a good job of walking. I think he did excellent job of walking that thin line and making it something that we can be excited to watch and have fun watching.
Agreed, wholeheartedly. Now I'm kind of quick, and I saw in the International Slayers Union room, I noticed that as soon as you step off the elevator, on the walls there were pictures of not just presidents, because I saw Frederick Douglass, I saw Abraham Lincoln, and a few other people. So I'm
Yeah.
like, who were they really? They're on the wall. Who are they representing? What do you think?
I think, you know, it could be they could have been vampire slayers. You know, I think that to have them on the wall is kind of like an honor. And so I think that they were implying, letting us know that people have more than one identity.
Mm,
And it doesn't matter if you're a pool man, if you're a president, you know, you never know what people are up to behind the scenes and how they're making the world a better place.
right. Oh, right. Oh, I was thinking, I said, founders, forefathers, little
Hmm.
thing along that line.
That's what it
I,
felt like to me.
I kind of dug that. I dug that. The movie is Cali Strong. Like,
Yes,
I mean, Tyler Tice is born and raised. You rep for Cali. Um,
for sure.
of course. So I couldn't help but notice, of course, that the music is Cali heavy, right? And of course,
Yeah,
Snoop, we can't forget Snoop.
that's my boy.
So out of all of the songs that were dropped, because the soundtrack was impeccable and the
Mhm.
placements were impeccable. What was your
Yeah.
tune? What was your vibe, and why would you choose that song?
Oh, that's a hard one, but I mean, I'm gonna have to go with anything that's Snoop right now. You know what I'm saying? You know, we grew up with Snoop, and I'm from Santa Clarita, California.
Eh,
Um, Nobody's repping it like that, but it's okay. I'm gonna rep it like that. And you know, I grew up loving Snoop, and he's such a sweet and like honestly very genuine soul. From the first moment I met him, I think I did like a guest on his talk show, Snoop After Dark, like back in the day. I had to be like 24.
wow.
And from then on he just kind of adopted me. So I support any track by Snoop. And I also like his gospel album. I don't know if you heard it, but it's pretty dope.
No,
He has a full-on gospel album.
am I sleeping on that? Like what?
Charlie Wilson's on it, Ty
Come on now.
Tribbett. It's really good.
I'm gonna go and check that out. I'm gonna write that down, Megan. I'm gonna check that out. I'm the music fiend here, and I didn't. That one went right over my head. So I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to check that out without a doubt. Um, I think my last one is kind of quirky because I was watching the movie, and when your character Jocelyn was told, "Okay, baby, I slay vampires for a living," she was really chill. I was like, "That's it? That's all you got?" Until you saw Fangs,
Yes. And she was like,
right? So
what are you talking about?
I was like, she's really taking it really calm and collected. So
Right.
I'm like, okay, what would you legit do if your boy was like, hey, babe, I fight vampires for a living?
I think I would have a similar reaction because I'd be like, vampires, really? Okay, vampire in Brooklyn. Okay, you know, and then if I actually saw it, then I would freak out because I'd be like, oh, they're actually real, you know? And so I think in my mind, that was kind of a lot like for the world who doesn't believe that the world exists, what would that reaction be initially before you realize that it does exist? So yeah, I mean, I love the idea of vampires and like mermaids. If I'm like in the ocean, maybe I'll catch one, or like the Loch Ness monster or something. I think I'm a little more whimsical in that way, but I think my reaction would definitely be like, yeah,
Until someone comes and surprises you.
exactly.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Megan. That's a
Yeah,
wrap for me.
you're
Um,
welcome.
Short and sweet, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much again for taking the time out for ByBlacks. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate your time as well.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. Have a blessed one.